Hi YouTubers, I'm glad you're here with me today. I mentioned how I had made some hot dogs with barbecue sauce and they came out so yummy. The grandkids just loved them. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to show you how I did that. I got 7 jars that will go into my canning jars, and all I did was take the barbecue sauce and put maybe 2 tablespoons in each jar. Just gave it a squirt and threw it in. And that's all I did. I suppose you could probably add some garlic. What do you think? Should I add some garlic? I don't know if it's got in there. But it's hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce is what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, I got the cat meowing at me. So that's all I did was just put, yeah, it's probably 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. And then all I did was put in the hot dogs and put it in the pressure cooker. Well, I'll show you. Hold on. I want to mention that these hot dogs are pre-cooked, and I put them in the jars with the jars laying down. I've tried using my funnel in the past and couldn't get them to stand upright, so I just laid them down, and I'm going to be putting 12 hot dogs in each jar. I got 3 more to fill. Alright, I got them all filled up. Now we'll put water in them. I decided some are going to have 11, some are going to have 12, because I didn't want to open up another package of hot dogs. I would have had 1 left over. Being a newbie, there's all kinds of things that I'm learning. Besides checking the weight. I was really surprised at how fast the weight got dirty, and checking the vent hole to make sure it was clean. There, yeah, can you see that? I probably had to clean that vent hole about every 2 times, because I noticed, see, it's not dirty right now, but after I do this, it's probably going to be dirty. So you have to make sure the vent hole is clean. I already knew about that, but I thought I would add that to you guys. Alright, we got 1 filled with water. I'm going to make sure there's no air bubbles. Yeah, that's my sink draining. I had to thaw out some more hot dogs. Might add a little bit more to have 1 inch of head space. Another thing I found out that I was doing wrong was putting the lids on too tight, or too loose. It's supposed to be finger tight, but I actually had a ring and a lid blow off because they weren't tight enough. So for me at least, it's a little more than finger tight to prevent the lids from, oops, you know what I forgot to do? Yeah, I was naughty. Grandma was naughty. Okay, we have to clean the lips with, I use vinegar and water. Some people just use a dry towel to make sure there's nothing on there. But anyways, okay. So put the lid back on. Put the ring on. And I'm going to tighten them a little bit more, and I'm going to fill the rest. Okay, it's warm water that got heated on the stove that I'm filling it with. And debubble. Make sure we have no air in there. Check the head space. A little bit more. Oops, I might have put too much in. Let's see. A little bit too much. Let's see, what can I take a little bit out? Let's check it now. Okay, that looks good. Clean the rims. Put the lid on. Finger tight. I'm going to make it a little bit more tighter. Alright, and put it in my canner. I have 3 quarts of water in my canner. That's what my canner requires. I always follow your instructions. With a little bit of vinegar. And the vinegar is so that the jars don't become discolored. Alright, got them in the canner. Now the canner water is also warm. I turned it up, then I turned it back down to about between medium and low. And then we'll put the lid on. Alright, got the lid on. I'm going to turn it up to high. And once this nipple pops up, I'm going to start the timer for 10 minutes to let it vent the air out of the canner. After it vents out, after 10 minutes, I'm going to put the weight on here. Yeah, it's my grandson in the background. I'm going to put it on here, wait until it gets up to 11 pounds, and then adjust my heat and let it cook for 40 minutes for the quarts. Like I said, these are already pre-cooked hot dogs, Cheapy brand, and I've done this before. Oh my goodness, it came out so good. Yesterday I did 21 quarts of red and russet potatoes, the russet being the white potatoes, and I had them all sitting on the table, and my grandson comes out and he goes, "Wow, Grandma, that's a lot of food. We're not going to go hungry." Now, I have not talked to him about why I am putting up food. I'm putting it up because I'm worried about the state of the world and things that are going on and the rising cost of food. And yeah, that's exactly why I'm canning all this. I won't have to worry about my power going out. Everything that I can, slowly working on putting it in pressure cans. So smart kid, realizing, "Wow, Grandma, we won't go hungry." Alright, so we're going to wait for it to start venting, and I'll be back. Being new at this, I wonder if you guys who are more of an expert than I am can tell me. I noticed this little safety valve was kind of like bobbing up and down until some of the pressure started building. Is that normal? I want to know that, and I'm still waiting on the back one to pop up, and it's just now starting to steam to let the air out. Anyways, if you know about that, let me know. There it goes. It's chattering, as I call it. Alright, we're just above 11 pounds. So I set the timer for 40 minutes. I turned down to, what is it, probably medium high. And I'm going to keep an eye on it and slowly reduce it, make sure I didn't turn it down too far, too fast. I am really enjoying pressure canning. I'm still a little nervous being a newbie, but I am really enjoying doing this. I had a heck of a time finding new canning jars because I ran out of canning jars, and I found 5 cases at the Tractor Supply. I bought everything they had. So yeah, I was surprised. Every place else, Walmart, they were out. They've been out for a while. And gotta turn it up a little bit. It's dropping. Turn it up. Yeah, so I gotta stand here and watch it for a little bit. Probably because it fluctuates because of the meat. You know, the hot dogs. I mean, they're pre-cooked, but they gotta warm up with the water. So I think that's what goes on with my stove. And it's an electric range. I'll be curious to see what my power bill is gonna be. Because, yeah, I've been canning a lot. So anyways, it's gonna can. These quarts are gonna cook at 11 pounds. It can be over, it just can't be under, for 40 minutes. And we'll come back when that's done. Alright, my 40 minutes is up. Pressure is decreasing. The nipple's still up. And I can still hear the heat coming out of the weight. So probably about half an hour before I can remove the lid carefully. Making sure that I don't get scalded by the steam or the hot water that will be on the lid. Alright, there they are. One kind of tipped over a little bit. Let's get that one out first. Ooh, I always do that. Yeah, steamy. Yeah, steamed up my camera. Okay. Ah! See if I can get it. Darn it. Maybe I'll get one out and see if I can move it. Oh my goodness. Butterfingers, aren't we? Okay. Alright, we try and get the other one that tipped over. Huh. They're looking good. It's gonna be like bobbing for apples to get that one. Alright, let's try and get it. Try and get it to stand back up. There. That's hot. Okay. So we're going to let them sit there. I'll probably move them onto the table when they cool off a little bit. And then tomorrow I'll remove the rings and wash them and label them. But they are going to be yummy. Yummy, yummy. Yeah, I've been having fun doing all this canning. So if you have any tips or thoughts, let me know. Like I said, I'm still a beginner. Always follow your manual. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye.